Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am at my studio. If you haven't been watching, or if you're new to my channel, I moved my stuff to a studio downtown about a month ago. And now all of a sudden we're looking at possible stay in place orders. Maybe where you are, you already have that. And you can let me know. Let me know how you are, whatever part of the world you're in. Just check in, say hi, and tell me how you're doing. But so I came to my studio to paint maybe one or two and then take stuff home so that I can have some art therapy, do it during all of this without having to leave my house. Because I think art therapy is always great in the midst of anything. I mean, it's just relaxing, brings the stress level down, and what better way to spend my time in my house than making some art. So that's what I am doing today. So I'm going to do a bottle bottom pour. I took my little Pepsi and took the bottom off. If you have not done a bottle bottom pour before, there are some that do not have these, let's see, make sure I can get these little grooves. They're more flat rounded. And I've done a couple with those and they don't have the same ridges or the paint doesn't quite have the same design when you pour. So if you want to do a bottle bottom and you have the option, look for these little ridges. It gives just a fun design in the paint. And if you don't have that, then use the other. Obviously we're at a place now where what you have at home is what you're going to be using. So I have some purple, this is like, oh, what's it called in Master's Touch? It is dark titanium white. They also have, I've seen in other brands, like an unbleached titanium white that's very similar. This is Flesh Tint, and then I have some Naples Yellow. And I could go years without using yellows or oranges or pinks, and I tell you what, the last few times I've painted, it seems like that's all I'm using. Something has happened to me. But anyway, so I have this canvas. I scraped it. I actually kind of like it scraped. This is a little wonky. I kind of like it scraped. I think it looks kind of neat, but I'm going to paint on it anyway. That is just a hair bit wonky. All right. Okay. So, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I didn't think the color pattern through. Not too worried about it. I sometimes like to have a certain color in the center. That's always fun when you do any kind of ring pour, to do, like, have your colors be in a specific order so that the last color out is, you know, what you want to be in the center, and you kind of have a very specific color order, like rainbow or light to dark or blues to greens, you know, whatever. I did not plan that this way. Plan this that way. I really like that purple with these pinky tones, orange and pinky tones. This is actually a really nice neutral. I would say it does veer on the yellow side, just barely though. It's very, very neutral, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna use the last of this. I love these colors. And like I said, for years I've been pouring for about 4 years now. And I say for most of those, I've sticked to a lot of blues, greens, purples. Very little red, very little yellow. Ooh, I forgot the purple in that one, didn't I? I did. Okay. Okay, so where's my little bottle bottom? And there's really no rhyme or reason to how much. I usually cut it a little bit shorter. Usually cut it to about there. I'm not super worried about it. Let's do a little bit under there. I don't usually, but we're gonna do that this time. Just a little bit, and then I can work on that middle part if I don't like how it ends up. Okay, here we go. And like I said, I'm not sure on the mixes of all of this, since a lot of these, well, 3 of these were leftover paints. So if we get cells or not is just anyone's guess. Oh no, can you see this cup? Super pretty. If I lift it up though, it's gonna ruin it. I'll try and zoom in. It's so pretty. Oh, you can see it there. Isn't that neat? So I guess we are getting cells. It's really pretty coming out of the cup. Really pretty. The swirl is kind of optional as I'm pouring it out of the cup. You see that? Oh, that pretty? Wonder if it'll stay. You know what? I'm gonna leave it sitting down, and hopefully then when it dries, I can pour that out. I mean, peel it out, and I'll have a nice skin. All right, there's my bottle bottom. So I'm gonna take my little cardboard piece here, so I can get my corners. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. It's not, there's a little bit of paint saving. And I don't have anything wet on the canvas, so it is going to roll on itself a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Again, I don't think there's any right or wrong there either. Unless there's a piece of it you really don't want to go away and, you know, you want to make sure that stays. It's getting a little bit muddy, but the colors are pretty muted anyway, so I think that's partly it. It's not necessarily it's getting super muddy, it's just that the colors are so muted. It's just not as in your face as some pours, which is just fine. But like right in here, it's just not super interesting. That would have been really pretty if we wouldn't have had cells, I think. So I'm gonna use this, well, I'm just gonna use my, it's looking really cool right there though. I'm gonna hold my hair back, but I have paint on my hands, so. There, that just softened that little spot up. Yeah, I'm gonna blow and I'm just gonna get mud. That purple was pretty thin, and I think that's part of it. It was a little thinner than the other paints. So I'm gonna leave it as is. I don't hate it. I like the dark purple right here and all the light around it. So I'm just gonna kind of live with it a little bit and then decide if I like it or not. So actually I'll probably just leave it. I know I'll leave it here, and then in a month or so I'm not sure. I'm gonna let it sit, obviously, since I'm probably won't be back for a couple weeks, and a week or two anyway. And then look on it with fresh eyes and see. I think if I would have had a really dark orange, a blood orange or something, or maybe a bright pink, maybe not that, but something other than the purple that was dark, I think it would have helped it. But let me know what you think. Tell me how you're doing, where in the world you are, and if you're on lockdown or not. I'm trying not to put too much in my videos because I know a lot of people are watching to get away from the news and relax, but I do want to know everybody's okay and what you're up to. So fill me in, and we'll see you next time, guys. Happy pouring.